Hello everyone, my name is Mutegi and this is my platform, Parenting Conundrums. I would like to throw in my opinion concerning CBC, competency-based curriculum. I believe that's how it's called. And I want us to look into three aspects. One, the fact that it is here to stay. CBC is here to stay. Number two, the fact is you and your child or children are experiencing CBC in different ways. There's no blanket, there's no generalization of every parent and child's experiences. And then number three, communicating, having a conversation between teachers and parents, and hopefully also the children. So point number one, CBC is here to stay. Can you make peace with that? I believe the Ministry of Education has pointed that out. They have rolled the program out. The calendar, the academic calendar is already in motion. So chances of it stopping or halting, that may not be the case. Because long story short, if it does, then where do we start? And yet everything or some things have been put into place or have been set into motion. So the thing that I want you as a parent or as a guardian to realize is CBC is here to stay. Unless something drastic happens, it is our reality moving forward. Number two, not every parent, not every child is experiencing CBC the way you as a parent or as a guardian are experiencing it. I have had conversations with parents in different areas or with children in different classes. And whether it's a public school, whether it's a private school, whether they're in grade 2, whether they're in grade 4, terms and conditions are applying. What do I mean by terms and conditions that are applying? Every school has its way of rolling out. They have looked at the curriculum and they are implementing it in different ways. So there could be a grade 2 child whose parent is not having so much work being brought back home. Maybe they are doing it in school. But there'll be another parent, still the same grade, it could be grade 2 or any other grade, who suddenly is faced with the aspect of, I have to help my child with his homework. And quick question, and I'm not pointing fingers, it's just a question. By the time the child comes with the assignment, are you guiding the child through with the assignment or the homework or the task at hand, or are you doing it entirely as a parent or as a guardian? I am concerned. Why? Because it could be homework. Yes, it's for the child, but they have brought it home. So is it that you're looking through what needs to be done, and then what the child can do, they do by themselves under your supervision, and maybe they're not so safe, like maybe the using of knives or using of scissors, whatever the case of be, or maybe even hot glue. These aspects where you have to guide the child or do it for the child and then they continue, that's when you step in. So are you doing the project as a parent from start to finish? Or are you going through it and seeing, okay, my child can do A, B, C, and D, and then I can step in with the rest? So I am concerned as a child development psychologist, because we could be doing the work for the children so as to save on time and the rest. So I understand their time constraints and how it's being handled is making you furious. But please take a step back as a parent and as a guardian. Are you doing your child's assignment for them, or are you guiding them? Those are two different things. Let the child do what they can. If they can stick glue, they can use their finger. If it's not hot glue, they can use their finger, put the glue onto the paper or onto the grass or whatever is needed and stick it. So who is gluing? Who is sticking? Is it you entirely as a guardian or as a parent? Or is it the child under your supervision? So for me, the aspect of this point too is we are all experiencing CBC in different ways, and we have to make sense of it moving forward. And how do we even make more sense of it? My point number 3, there's a great disconnect between and a lack of communication between parents and teachers, guardians and teachers, or the school administration. Is it possible? And this is my opinion. You can let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree, or you are 50-50 about it. Is it possible for the parents to have a conversation with the teachers and let them know, is it possible for us to get a checklist or an item list for this month, in the coming term, in the coming weeks, for this particular class, grade 3, grade 4, or whatever grade it may be? Is it possible for us to know in advance the items? If not the activities, let us know the items. Is it possible that you could let us know a list? Because there's a lesson plan, there's a curriculum that needs to be achieved. So when you go through the lesson plan, when you go through this curriculum for this particular season that children are in, is it possible for the teachers to avail the parents with a checklist or an itemized list of what do you need? Because I am getting scenarios of where parents are wondering, okay, do we need to hold onto things because we don't know whether the child will need it later? But that should not be the case. I don't want cases of where a child has to start going through round asking the neighbors or checking people's trash just in case they may have thrown out an item that is required for the assignment. I am concerned that children might look at their parents as not wanting them to succeed, especially for children who want to pass. They want to have everything. And how are they getting that everything? It's to the parent. The parent could be working. The parent could be unwell. The parent could be far away. But if the school administration, if the teachers could provide a list of what is needed in advance, such that the parent is already aware, by the time they're about to throw something out, you're like, let's put this aside. And then once the activity comes, you're like, oh, kumbe, this is what we needed, or this item for. What is happening is that parents and children are being caught off guard because it's over a weekend. There are so many things happening over a weekend. Some of the materials may not have been thrown out ages ago, or may not have been available in the house in the first place. So long story short for me is, please, in your own risk, where your child goes, stop looking at the entire country. We are all experiencing CBC in different ways. In your school, is it possible for you to initiate a conversation such that the teachers and the school administration can offer you or can avail an itemized list of what you need in advance so that you can also plan? Because if we don't have this conversation, we shall all get the short end of the stick. Our fuses are burning up. Fuel is skyrocketing. The elections are coming up. Our children's education progress, finances are not enough, and loss and grief everywhere. And if we are not careful, we may lash out at each other. It may be lashing out at a child, lashing out at a teacher, even amongst parents, because you're trying to figure this thing out. So please, number one, no, CBC is here to stay for the long run unless something drastic changes. Number two, you're not all in the same boat. Everybody is experiencing CBC differently. And number three, start a conversation amongst the parenting groups that you have, and then with the school administration, that your own child, not everybody else's child, your own child, because you're the one who knows where the shoe pinches. And I'm hoping with that, the stress will have been alleviated a little bit when you get something out of the conversations that we are having, and also that you shall have moving forward. Good. So I'm hoping this gives you a way forward to enable you to minimize your stress. So I'm hoping I'll have this conversation and many more in the coming days. So take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.